Hello friend, welcome back. In this video, I will show you how can deploy some of the Node.js project to the web server. So here that is all that our file. Now I want to upload one of the web server. So for doing this, I want to use on my client website as a briefhealthology.com. And if you want to access this web server cpanel maximum time, you can actually use it by the /cpanel. Rather than this information you will get from your web service provider. Okay, they will actually give you some of the username and then password. So here you have to put your appropriate username, you have to put your appropriate password, and after that if you click logging, now you can see that is our total dashboard. Okay, so now I have already created one of the subdomain. If you want to create some of the subdomain, there is a domain option and there is our subdomains. Okay, from to this area, if you open, like I show you here, you have to simply put one of the name, what type of domain you want to create. You have to actually add the things in here, then that will be created this type of one of the subdomain. So I have already created some of the subdomain. Now I want to access it. Like if you go here, I have already created this. You can see there is a test briefhealthology.com. So now I want to actually, that is my total file is now totally empty. If you when you actually logging, and from to the logging, if you go to your file manager, into this file manager, you will get everything in here. So I have already created one of the subdomain as a test briefhealthology.com. Okay, so now simply open it. So that is one of the shared hosting, and how can upload some of the project in our live server in our share hosting. I will show you. Right now I make it as a clean. So right now that is all that our empty data. So right now here also we don't need this. I simply remove both of this. Okay, I remove both of this, and this is for the SSL, which is totally fine. And now I want to upload this project in here. Okay, so if you want to upload it, simply go to our project. Like that is our projects, all that source code. Okay, first of all I want to make it on the zip file. I simply make it as a zip, click as OK. Now you can see it's now successfully created that zip file. So here now I want to upload this zip file in our web server, in our appropriate this subdomain area. So if you are using that main domain, you can also, the procedure will be just like that same. Okay, simply in your root directory, that means that is actually our this subdomain root directory. Okay, so I want to simply upload this folder, select file, and into this select file here, you can see that is actually our file project. I simply open it. It's now successfully uploaded. Great. Now go back, and here first of all you have to extract it. I simply extract all that file. Okay, I simply extract all that file, and here that is our name. That is our name as a test briefhealthology.com. Okay, and you can see that is one of the folder right now. So now I want to make everything in our root. Okay, that means in our test briefhealthology.com. So in particular this root area I want to take all that file. So that is all that our file. I simply select all that file, click as a move to our specific this subdomain main directory. Here I want to add it. I simply remove everything and now click as a move file. You can see it's now totally empty. Okay, which is totally fine. So right now we don't need this folder. I simply remove both of this from here. Okay, I simply remove it. So that is all that file. I have take it in our main root directory. Okay, now we have to create that server for the Node.js. If you go to your cpanel, and into the cpanel, if you write down with the node, and you can see they have one of the setup file as a setup Node.js app. Simply open it, and here you have to create one of the application. Simply create as a create application, and here that is your application root directory. So our application root directory will be as a test briefhealthology.com, because that is I want to access it. That is one of our subdomain. So if you have that main domain, you simply copy that main domain. Okay, right now I copied our total URL. I copy it, and then here I paste it. And then there's the application URL, and into this application URL here you have to select it. Like right now I want to access our test briefhealthology, right? You can see all that, whatever the domain or whatever the subdomain you will create, everything you will get in particular that area. So that is all that my subdomain. Now I want to access as a test briefhealthology. Okay, I simply select it. Great. So that is our home, and into this home that is our text. So into this area application is startup file. That means when this application will be started, our application I want to do, our index.js will be started, right? In our localhost, I have already discussed about that things with you. If you go to that our index, here I have actually created everything, right? I want to do when this application will be executed, our index.js should be run. So for the reasons here, I want to select as index.js. I make it as our file name as index.js. So whatever the file you have created, just simply make it as a which file that will be as a startup file. So our startup file will be as index.js, which is totally fine. Okay, friends. So that's all you have to do. Now simply create as a create. Yes, you can see Node.js application created and our server is now running. So if you make it as a stop app, then that will be as a stop. Right now that is already running. Okay. Now if you access our this subdomain, I simply copy it, and now if you go here, I simply paste it. Yes, you can see our project is now successfully in live. Okay, so that is in our local host. That is a local host project, same, all that our design, CSS, images, everything is now activated in our web server. So that is our web server project, and if you go to that more details page, yes, it's now successfully detected a specific this ID related all the data. Okay, you can see all the data is successfully get. There is another one is successfully loaded, images, the name, price, everything. Okay, that means in our local host, whatever the things I have done, it's now successfully loaded in our web server. So that is our web server, and that is our local host. You can see there is a local host the same, there is a picture, there is a name, and if you go, there is our ID as a 0 ID. So if you also make it as a 0 ID, you can see there is only our domain is changed. Okay, same product, same name, everything is great. I hope friend you like it very much, how to deploy some of the Node.js project to the web server in very easy way. So that is the simple process you have to do. Okay, when you make it as a stop apps, then that will be not executed. If you go there, now click as a refresh it again, now you can see it's not executed. So here you have to make it as a start this app, then this app will be executed. Okay friend, I hope it's very much clear to you how to deploy any Node.js project to the real server. So that is the simple process you have to follow. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.